here in the secondary and on defense. Just how do you see them playing now at this point in the season?
They're playing well. Todd does a good job with the pressure packages he uses. Those guys understand them. And certainly to have Murphy Bunting and Davis back, those are guys that were real important players for them in their run last season. So they're doing a really good job of forcing you to get rid of the football quickly. You can see the pressure applied each week to the quarterbacks and how it comes. Preparing for it and simulating it is another challenge.
You often say when you play a team the second time, it almost looks like two different teams. How different are you guys also without, several players from the first time?
Yeah, in this case, it seems like it's been a while since we played last. Obviously, both teams have changed since then. So, it's a division opponent. There's some things you understand about personnel and about, how they align, those type of things. But nonetheless, there'll be a lot of new faces in this game.
Sean, you've been complimentary of Leonard Fournette in the past, but it seems like he's kind of found a new level in his career there in Tampa. What do you think they do so well with him?
It reminds me a little bit of when the Giants, in this comparison is different relative to where he was at in his career, but when they signed O.J. Anderson and then went on a Super Bowl run, he brings stamina, power, balance. He can run fast. I think the things that he does well, it's not just first and second down. He can play on third down, and he can play a lot of snaps. So, that 1-2 punch of being able to throw the ball, come off a play action and throw the ball, and then also have someone big and strong enough to block the pressure looks. I think it's turned out to be a real good addition.
Sean, John was asking you the other day about, you find a way to win whatever game you're in. But overall this season, how sort of foreign is it to you or challenging is it to you to have the passing offense yardage numbers be a little lower than you were used to for so many years? Is that something you want to have more balance in that category? Or you're perfectly comfortable not having a high volume of passing yards?
I think it depends on the game you're in. There's some games where you're going to have to be proficient throwing it. We're going to have a good throwing game this Sunday. Based on some of the things that Tampa does so well, and so I think it's more a matter of that game and what the plan is in that game. But you want to be efficient at it, and you want to be able to execute when you're choosing to, and especially when it comes to your third down numbers.
How much does that translate against a read option run, which is, I guess, we have a little bit different blocking numbers?
Yeah. Look, the read option is an element in which you can basically turn one loose and then try to play or read off of him. You haven't seen a ton of that against Tampa Bay, and we quite honestly haven't done a ton of that.
Hey, Sean, I know in the past you've talked about the game of football being a game of emotion. This series seems to bring out a lot of emotions on both sides. I mean, is that something as a coach you talk to your team about at all? Do you address it?
Yeah, I feel like the same with Carolina and Atlanta to some degree. I think it's division games against good teams. I think generally speaking, you watch the film or the game versus Buffalo where Tampa played, and shoot, that was contested, heated, emotional. I think I think a lot of it has to do with the game and the teams as opposed to the series itself. But yeah, we talk about all of that in during the course of the week, and this is going to be a night game, and crowd noise will be loud. All of those things.
Hey, Sean, I asked this since y'all didn't initially put him on IR, but is there something new that's held Ramczyk back from coming back, like similar to Kamara the other week?
No, he's still working through the same knee, and hopefully sooner than later, because he's important to what we do.
And this new, I guess, era of having IR for 3 weeks, is it just one of those things with players where when it's right on that line of when they could possibly come back, you're just kind of making a gamble or guessing whether or not to put them on IR? If that makes sense.
Look, sometimes you're forced to make a decision. Maybe you need roster flexibility, and other times, you're predicting the injury. I think, or forecasting what you think the injury is going to take. I think that's right.
Sean, you've mentioned you've talked about Tom Brady a lot. I know you know him fairly well in this league. And something you've mentioned in the past is his ability to raise the bar inside the building. I think Drew did that as well. I mean, what do you mean by that? How does he do that for teammates and coaches?
Well, it starts with demonstrating it on the field, and then there's that persona, that reputation of someone who's been there, and that respect, and then players begin to cling to that, and pretty soon, someone like him can touch, not literally but figuratively, everyone that's on that roster, all the people in the support. It's those special traits of winning, and then preparation, attention to detail, and we talk all the time about how we're in such a detail, little thing business. They're all very important, and I think those type of personalities, and they're far and few between now, but you've seen that happen in a very short period of time in Tampa.
Sean, when Tampa, when the news came out that Tampa was getting Tom Brady, did you envision this rapid climb for them, or have they even exceeded your expectations for how much?
Yeah, hard to. I mean, look, it's been remarkable. It's the impact you've seen right away, and I can't recall what I envisioned. You just, in your division, you don't want to see players like Tom Brady arrive, and nor do they arrive often.
Sure.
All right, thanks, guys. Go ahead.
Is Godwin kind of a unique player just at his size in the slot?
No, he's tough. He's physical. He's one of their go-to guys. He's a tremendous blocker. I think he's one of their, I'm not going to say one of their more underrated players, but he's certainly someone that we think highly of. I mean, he does everything you ask of a receiver, and he's physical, he's smart. He's an important piece of what they do offensively.
And then if I could...
All right, thanks. Go ahead. Last one.
Just wanted to make sure we asked you about what you thought of the trailer that came out yesterday.
No, it was fine. I haven't really paid much of attention to it. I'd seen it before. All good. All right, thank you, guys.